I would like to start off with a small demonstration of this headset device on my head. It's called NeuroSky Xwave. That's the product. It's quite new. It costs $100. What it does, it measures your brain waves using a sensor, and it's quite new, and it might be something interesting for the long term, because I believe that mobile neurotechnology will evolve going forward, and I would like to share with you a short demonstration. Is it? Can you see it? Or maybe you can switch. Okay. Is it? Let's see. Okay. So, okay, the signal is poor. It's a little bit sensitive. What it does, it can measure your focus, your attention, or your relaxation using the sensor on my head. It's like an EEG. So it measures the different waves, alpha, beta, gamma, delta, and theta. And what I will do right now is, for a brief moment, I'll give you a live demonstration, while the signal is good, about my focus training. I will focus on the ball and try to make it go up. And you see my brain waves in real time. It's quite a challenge to in such an audience, but you get the drift. So it's very interesting. You do it for 3 minutes, and what happens is that, thank you very much, is that you become more aware of yourself. It really works. I do it for 2 weeks now, thanks to Ben as well, Triple IT also as a similar device. And it's a way of quantified self. So it's a way to live log your presence, your identity, your brain. And this is similar to the quantified self, like logging your food, your health data, your fitness, your workouts, your running schedules. And now we are moving into nanotechnology and also DNA. So we are working right now on a mobile application to sequence DNA, starting with viruses and bacteria, but we will upgrade towards animals, plants, and later on humans. So it's going to happen. It's a way to quantify yourself long term. Recommended. Okay, now my talk. Nope. Sorry. I will continue my talk with a few applications that I really like. It's based on mobile peer awards, the finalists, some other insights. One of these is Wordlens. I really like this application. It's very simple. You go to Barcelona, you read a Spanish text. If you're not really good in Spanish, you can translate the text using the camera of your phone into English in real time. That's really great. So it's like an AR application, really focused. It works, adds a lot of value, great use case, try it out. It's on the iPhone, it's very accurate. You can try it also live right now, if it works. Yes, okay. So if you have the application on your iPhone, Wordlens, you can check the Spanish text above. If you have paid for the special layer to translate it, it's €7. And then you will see the English text below. Great translation application. Great value, of course, e-commerce, advertising, travel, learning, and different AR services going forward. Another application I really like is Xwave. Probably most of you know about Swipe, about iType Faster, one of the previous Mobile Monday speakers. This one is different. It's even quicker, faster, and it's based on AI. So it knows what you will type based on historic data. That's interesting. And it works. It makes you type 50% faster. Xwave on Android. Another one, also on my iPhone. I really like this one. quite popular already, 3 million downloads. Heart rate. So you can measure your own heart rate using the camera of your iPhone. The way it works, the beat of your heart creates different colors that can be detected by the camera in your finger. So that's very interesting. No external hardware, mobile health application based similar like the quantified self. Of course, key implementation or use cases in terms of fitness and healthcare. Another one I really like, it's quite new. Let's assume I have a heart attack right now. Let's assume. What happens normally? You wait for the ambulance. But of course there's a use case, because everybody knows there's a twilight zone between life and death. Let's say the first 10 to 15 minutes. You can be in between. And in that in-between period, you would like to have people in this audience, who had a CPR training in the past. So they get a real-time alert when I go down and can help me out using this application. A lot of value. Great application, life-saving, real-time alerts, and yeah, it's like decentralization of emergency services. Another one is Subsonic, basically a cross-media music streaming service. It also works offline. Very interesting, check it out if you like mobile music. One of the best ones around, I think. Maybe also interesting to note, our next Mobile Monday will be focusing on mobile music. And that's about it, so we will bring you all the new applications in March. Also, you can integrate it into your car. Another one is, are you watching this? Quite new, also from MIT. Great use case, because it's about information overload. We want to maximize our lives and our experiences. And normally, when you watch a sports program or football match, most of the time it is boring. So what about an application that only informs you, gives you an alert, when the game is exciting? Because you can determine that based on the mood, the social feedback on Twitter, but also based on algorithms. If there's a red card, maybe 2 red cards in 5 minutes, that's an indicator. And what about the score? If it's 3-0 in 50 minutes and then 3-3 in the next 50 minutes, it might be interesting, especially if it's Feyenoord against Ajax, for example. So this application alerts you when the game is hot. It's just like CitySense, the email mapping services around that alert you what is going on in your city. Where are the great emotions going, the great vibes? I think this is a great theme going forward in mobile. Dealing with information overload, pinpointing the highlights on the emotional level and sharing it. Of course, we can also use it within Mobile Monday Amsterdam. We will try to do this this year, and different other events and sports and TV shows. Okay, finally, indoors. I really like it. Of course, AR will be huge. Not right now, baby, but it will be. Why? Because it's a logical extension of the digital and the physical. I believe in it, and this will really help, because to pinpoint AR indoors, we need this application. It's Wi-Fi driven, and you can use it for different targeting capabilities within e-commerce environments, advertising, social networking, like here. So this is really value add, in my view. Okay, I would like to close off with 3 questions that really make my head go spinning around late at night for a very long time. So I don't know the answers, and I would like to talk about these topics with you later on, or maybe some other time. One of them is, what is the mobile doing to our consciousness? there was a special item on ads.org, my favorite website. And it's about how technology changes our awareness, our way of thinking, our brain, the structure of our brain. And what I see right now is an increased focus on the short term, on real time. What about the evolution, the big picture, the long now, long-term thinking, deep thinking? What about structure? I don't know. The second question I have, hopefully also leading to new mobile stories, is about the quantified self, how we live log our body, our brain, our DNA, our health, and sharing it. We become aware of our health increasingly using applications. That's interesting, but on the other hand, it creates an increased dependency on technology, and we outsource responsibility to technology. So in a sense, we become less smart, or maybe smarter. It depends on how you look at it. But to a certain degree, if the quantified self goes on, we become less aware of our body ourselves. Physically, directly, maybe. We'll see. The last question I have is about singularity, biotech, nanotech, neurotech, AI, robots, and what the impact of these different revolutions will be on the social cohesion, not only in the Netherlands, but also around the world. But more importantly, or moreover, what about fundamentalism, religious systems? Look at Egypt. Look at the Middle East. What's going on? How will these countries respond to the rise of these exponential technologies? That's a big question. It might lead to a lot of unrest. Okay, so this is it. Any questions?
You are on stage also to answer those questions. So we would like to have also your vision on question 1, for example, how technology changed our brain.
What I see right now for the last 2 years, based on functional MRI scans, is that it does change the brain structure if you use it intensively, frequently, especially among younger people, because they have more plasticity and flexibility in their brain. But it's also applicable to older people, so it does have real impact. Of course, the impact is both positive and negative at the same time. It depends upon the context, in my view.
Yeah, there was an article in NSA last Saturday. There are articles now that the people cannot concentrate anymore, for example.
I think that's a big issue. It has a positive side, in my view, because people are more creative than before, and fast, multitasking, so that they can do more. But on the other hand, if you need to solve a deep problem like mathematics, for example, or an equation or something that takes a few hours or maybe a few months or years, what about that? I think that's a big problem.
Now maybe we ask the audience, do you think there's a positive impact, technology? No one, you see? No,
I don't buy that.
I know.
Next try.
But also because you are on stage, you have to also give the answers. The second question: what is your opinion about? Yeah, I mean, asking questions. They need answers.
I don't know for sure because it's still evolving territory.
Yeah, but what is your opinion at the moment?
Okay, at the moment I would say a quantum leap. I would say outsourcing stuff to technology to a certain degree, if you look at on a net basis, is positive. But the thing is that you have to be aware that you become increasingly dependent upon the technology, just like GPS. So if you only use GPS and you never do it by yourself, I think that's a loss. If you do everything digitally, like painting, and you don't paint in real life anymore, I think that's a loss. So my suggestion would be to combine the best of both worlds.
A balance, like the first one, a balance. And the third one?
That's my biggest passion right now, as everybody probably knows, singularity. I think it's the only solution to this problem is to be open about it, transparent, to share the developments, what I'm doing right now, I think, and not all the other people involved in Singularity University, to share the impact of those technologies on human nature, on humanity, on the economics. It's quite interesting. I think if people become aware across the globe at a faster pace, then we can solve it collectively much more effectively and efficiently, in my view.
Okay, a question from the audience. No, we are an interactive group, so there are always questions. Edwin. I think these chairs will be really empty, so after the break.
I will stand up, actually. Sure. Everybody can stand up. Why do I have to sit?
Oh, sorry. Edwin Tromp.
Well, not a question, but just a remark. I think, we're coming from the last 4 or 5 years where we have constantly overestimated the short-term developments in mobile. And I think what we're doing right now is underestimating what's happening. And I think it's just exciting. So it's an irreversible process. Is that a word? Yeah. And I think we just have to embrace it. It's not going to stop. We should not focus on information overload, but on technology underload. That's it.
Yeah, Yuri.
I agree. It's like the Kevin Kelly argument about technology as a solution to our current problems. I believe that as well, but also with the mindset that you have to be aware of the negative consequences. And how, if you become aware of those and talk about it, we can mitigate the consequences.
Okay, then I will ask Leonieke. Do you sometimes, you can stand up, you are from the VPRO. Do you sometimes feel an overload, or you can have more?
I think you have to choose yourself. I really like, I don't buy or download all these apps that are available. I don't do all the games that are there, but I really like the apps that Yuri just showed. Real useful stuff, and I think people can select.
And what is the latest thing we need to know from the VPRO?
Well, I think you should all download the VPRO Gemist radio app.
VPRO Radio Gemist app.
Yeah, and then you can listen to the radio for free and it's fun.
That's a great service. Thank you very much. Whoa.
Thank
you. We're going to download them all. Thank you very much. We have a... Oh, sorry. It's not my task to say we have a break, so it's up to you. Thank you, Yuri.